Hey there, Leo community. You know who it is. It's Soul Tigress with a wonderful story for this very, very, very special frequency. First off, thank you so much for your time, your energy, and your patience as I navigate this story between the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, and everything in between. Now, keep in mind that this is a safe and sacred space where we call in the angels, ancestors, spirit guides, as well as divine and universal energy to come on in and be the guides and protectors of all the positive messages that are going to come out for your story. With that being said, this is not love tarot. Sorry, no. This is a space here with this channel that is created for self-empowerment. And what that means is building these stepping stones to getting closer to our soul being, which helps align us with a higher power. So let's go ahead, Leo, and take a dive into your vibe. Well, Leo, you are stuck in your head, unsure about what's really being said about you. To be honest, I'm not hearing anything bad. You have a lot of people who either look up to you or they have a lot of faith in you. Leo, you are not conscious of this, but you are in battle with yourself, your emotional self. It's like on the outside, you look really chill and really copacetic, like you have stuff handled. But on the inside, it's a whole nother story. Something has to change about the way you view yourself. I feel like this is one of the rooted things in this emotional battle that you have with yourself. Just know, Leo, everyone has a past. I have a past. The person who you trying to compare yourself to has a past. Everybody has a past. Nobody's perfect, okay? If they're perfect, they're a lizard person or they're a robot. There's something wrong with them. They're not human. Humans are not perfect. They're messy. They can be a lot of things besides messy, but we'll leave it at that. And the biggest thing is it's not up to you, Leo, to punish yourself. That's not the lesson here. The lesson here is to learn from your mistakes. And I quote, "The divine has a plan for you," end quote. You best believe it. That last part with me. Whatever is swirling in your beautiful head, Leo, just know you're not the villain that you're really painting yourself out to be. Not if you're over here on this with me, because I annoy people's demons. I bring them out. I get them angry. They can't stand me. So, you know what? You're not as bad as what you think you are and what you feel you are because of your past mistakes. Again, everybody has a past, okay? And a lot of people get stuck in their past and they get upset and they feel like they have to punish themselves. They have to leave themselves out of being able to do more for themselves because they feel like they don't deserve to be happy. No, you don't. You don't deserve to be happy because that's what you're doing to yourself. That's what you keep telling yourself. You deserve whatever you want. Because whatever you want is the thing that you work towards. Whether it's to be happy or not to be happy. Leo, what you going to do though? So let's go ahead and take a dive into the introduction. I'm hearing angels, ancestors. What is it that needs to come out? There's something you need to talk about. I feel it with my jaw here. There's something I feel like you got to put out there more. Maybe how you speak to yourself is one of them. Be bold and make the first move. Tell yourself how much of a bad mama jamma you are and how much work it has taken for you to get here. Something that you don't see and that you're at odds ends is expect a powerful change. Oh, Leo. Once you start getting on your team, your personal team, when you start working against yourself and start working with yourself, the vibration of this world changes for you. I'm not lying. I am not lying about that. Been there, done that, still doing it. And what did it take? It took healing. Don't be confused on it. It is a time to heal. It is a time to move forward. It is time to start to create something else, something more for yourself, Leo. And what do we have? Meditate and contemplate. New moon right here. And this new moon is going to be in Pisces. Remember, Piscean house, 12th house. Ending old cycle, preparing for new. But another thing about Pisces is that planet that represents them, Neptune, and which feeds into their saying is, I believe. Now, if you watched my new moon, full moon interpretation last month, we talked about Piscean energy is also transcendence. And what that means, it's an energy where you get in touch through yourself, not through your mind, but through your heart, through your spiritual being. And I think this is something that we need to work on. Leo here is really getting in touch with that higher energy that is within you. It's that heart chakra. It's that soul being that resides in this area as well. Well, part of it, because it's a little bit everywhere, but a lot of it's kind of right in here too. So, few more cards for this introduction. Let's see. Something we're confused on, something you don't want to see, is a new moon in Scorpio. We got to work through those fears. Work through those fears. What is it that you're still holding on to? Because this very thing that you're holding on to is dragging you around. You can't get a break from it because you keep holding on to it, Leo. Last card for the present. Oh, hold on really quick. All right, here we go. Last card, last few cards. You need to know this up front. Stop dancing around with it. Nothing's going to come of this situation. Nothing's going to come of this situation. Something that you got to get realigned with again is believe in the impossible, Leo. Oh, the impossible's possible if you want to make it possible. But sometimes it isn't with the direct image that you have. It could be something that's a little bit different, something that's more molded to you, but you never know. You never know if you don't open those new possibility doors of opportunity, Leo. What is it that you hold on to? That's the thing. What is it that you are afraid to let go, that you punish yourself about? All right, so we're going to go ahead and start with the present. Guides, ancestors, angels, and spirit guides. What needs to come out for the Leo? Ooh, we got a little bit of all kinds of stuff here. We have a journey. I have the Fool here. Unsure of this gamble. If it's a good investment. I feel like this is nothing you want to take into consideration here. especially when it comes to in your thoughts. And we have 8 of Wands. I mean, Leo, at this moment in time, in your midst of punishing yourself, telling yourself you deserve this because of some failure, you don't see how it would be beneficial or deserving if you were to do something different. You always race back to this same thing of what you think you deserve. And again, this is the sense of punishing yourself, I feel like. You don't understand. You don't understand your very thoughts, I feel like. I'm confused by this Knight of Swords because I turned it in upright, but it's giving me something else here with these thoughts. I don't know, but it has to deal with almost feeling like your world has fallen apart, stuff, you know, you couldn't control. It was a lot of stuff that happened that you couldn't control, Leo. Then I have this Ace of Wands to clarify this Knight of Swords here. This Ace of Wands comes out in confused position. It's like you're half and half in a sense. Like some part of you is alive for a few minutes of the day, but then you go through life like a ghost in a sense. It's like you're on autopilot. I mean, you have people around you, could be co-workers, it could be friends, it could be family that you have around you that you could still joke with, you could still smile, but you're on autopilot. I don't feel that you are authentic with yourself or with others when it comes to when you display like happiness. You're not authentically happy here. I don't see that it has to do with the individuals. Remember, you have villainized yourself here. You're really against yourself emotionally. This is all geared towards yourself. What else needs to come out for the present? So I have the Wheel of Fortune here. And then I have the Moon energy here. I feel like you feel like it's too late to change things. It's too late to change anything that has happened, or the outcomes with anything that has happened or had happened. Not that it hasn't happened, but has had or has happened. It's a lot of past tense here, I feel like. I don't know, but you don't believe that you were the bigger person here. I feel like there's a lot of regrets around that one in particular. There is something that you wish you were the bigger person about when it came to somebody else. Something else, a particular situation, a fight, something. And we have fall out onto this. Four of Pentacles. This something isn't around anymore. It's gone. This very thing is gone. There's a lot of distance there. And it's something that you look at a lot. It's something that's always going around in the emotions. Even when you're laughing, Even when you're smiling, it's still right there for you. What else needs to come out? Yeah. This could have been someone, something, someplace that you knew for a long time. Long time. Something that you thought was always going to be there. You thought was always going to be there. You beat yourself up because of the decisions that you made. There's something here that you didn't trust in another. Because the Hermit card is an upright. It's all about trusting oneself. But this is a little bit caught between the both. When it's in reverse, it talks about being open to trusting others. Hermit card is also Virgo energy. I analyze. It's how we think. It's how we communicate right here. There was something here you made a mistake on. And you are seeing how it was a mistake. There was something here you weren't trying to control. You weren't trying to, how do I put it? How do I put it? It's almost like what they say when you throw your hat into the ring of something to, try and be a part of something. There was something here that you were really, really trying to... What I get is what happened was while you were handling it, you didn't know how to handle it. And it was like water or sand. It just went right through your hands. And now you no longer have it. That's what I get. You're really upset because you only listened to yourself on something. Whatever it was that had to do with this person, place, or thing that you knew for a long time. This has to do with somebody, or it has to do with you at a younger time. Maybe you acted out in a younger way, in a sense, not so mature. Maybe the way you look at the way you handled it, you didn't handle it with grace and dignity of someone else of maturity, something like that. Or this has to do with somebody who's younger than you, somebody who was probably a split an image of something else to you. I don't know, but this one has a lot of your focus still. Even though it's not around, it has a lot of your focus. Wow, holy moly, what is going on here? Oh my goodness. This new moon, full moon energy. I have a feeling that yes, we have the new moon in Aries this time around. But for some reason, the full moon is what's going to kick your butt, Leo. This full moon energy. I don't get why and what's the connection between this Leo and this full moon energy. This full moon is going to kick your butt. Sorry to say it, but I'm going to call it, especially if you're feeling so much of this right now like this. The full moon in Libra this time around represents the 7th house relating to others. All right. What it speaks upon for Libra is just like with the Scorpio energy. And you did get a Scorpio energy card here as well, is these two signs learn a whole lot more about themselves, going through different types of situations, good, bad, a little bit of in between, a little outside of both. with others, though. They learn about themselves through the others, these other people who provide hard lessons, who provide lessons that teach them a little bit more about themselves. And there's something here that this person, whatever this is, whoever you really focus on, who could be this younger energy, could teach you somehow. But it's not, how do I put this? It's not in a direct way, in a sense. This is going to be in an indirect way. Because this is no longer around, I feel like. This is interesting. Go check out my new moon, full moon interpretation. New moon being in Aries, full moon being in Libra. The new moon in Aries, that energy talks about we really can't do much about how people think of us. You know, no matter what the outcome is, we cannot, you know, go and really influence people's opinions. That's up to them to influence. That's up to them also to make. They are their own individual. You have to understand that no matter who feels what about you because you screwed up how many years ago, that doesn't mean you still have to punish yourself now. Okay, that's not what the divine wants. The divine wants you to learn from this. Learn from whoever it is that you keep going back. You could be observing them now, or you just keep going back and playing the moments when you were around them or when they were around you. And this is person, place, or thing. But let's go ahead and start to dive into the block. You know, usually I use the Dreams Within Dreams tarot deck for my air signs. It's a lot of airy energy there, or here in this deck. And I just feel like it's your mind. You are so trapped in your mind, and it could be because of the emotions. So let's go ahead and see what's going to come out. Before I reach for this, we're going to call in angels of protection. Please help and guide us through the Leo's block. Keep us protected. Some things that you don't want to face is we have a Tower and a Knight of Swords here. I don't know if you are afraid to bring down what is up. That's what I can say when it comes to this other, whoever this other is. Now, do you feel like you're not going to be able to find the words? Do you feel like you're not going to be able to say the right thing? Do you feel like it's all just going to be the same things that it has been for however long that you've been at a distance with this energy? That's something that you have to ask yourself. But when we look at this Knight of Swords, there is a snake here. Now remember, snakes also represent Scorpio energy. Whoever this person is, they are definitely tied to a lesson for you, and you are supposed to learn it through this person, place, or thing. Three of Swords. The investment, the journey is one where the truth needs to be revealed. The truth needs to be talked about. They always say the truth sets you free. And right here with the Three of Swords, you either have deceit or you have truth. Which way are we going to go with this? All right, what else needs to come out? Oh, and as we talk about that truth, Ooh, wasn't expecting that one. This truth got to come out. I don't know who this younger person is, or if you're the younger person. But again, until it comes out, whatever this is, it's going to be icy cold. I have the Lovers here. This doesn't have to depict intimacy. With the Lovers, that's the Mercury, that's Gemini. These are two different views, two different perspectives here. We got the masculine and we got the feminine type of energy. Also representing how we think and how we communicate here. Right here, this tells me that whoever this is, whatever this past situation is, there's no type of communication happening. And you don't feel like whatever this is, that there is going to be any more communication. It's just like it's cut off. It's cut off. And you, what I get with this Five of Coins, looking at this one, you're not happy. You're not happy because your truth hasn't been told yet. You haven't got to say your part. That's what I get. What I hear is write a letter. Write a letter. It sounds old-fashioned. It sounds outdated. If this is somebody that you're trying to get in contact with and you want to tell them your truth, but you don't know how they're going to receive it, send a letter if you know the address. That's it. You leave it at that. You give them whatever contact information you want to give them. That's if you don't have a restraining order against you or any kind of legal action that says you're not allowed to communicate. That's what I would say right there. But if not, write a letter. Don't send it. You can rip it. You can throw it away. You can seal it in an envelope until you're ready. Until you're ready to reread that letter. But writing a letter, just in general, is so powerful. I've written many letters to people who've never received them. Especially in times when I wanted to express a truth that would have fallen on deaf ears. But the thing is we're not looking to release them. That misery, if they're miserable, is their company. That judgment, if they want to be so judgy, whatever, that's their company. All right. But what it is going to happen here if you do this letter is you're going to slowly start to set yourself free. Like I said, you're punishing yourself here. You have yourself all locked up and chained up, but yet the key's right there and you don't go get it again because you feel like you don't deserve to be happy. What else needs to come out? Hold on real quick. Here we go. Alright. What else needs to come out for the present? You're really caught up. You're caught up on how you lost it. Whatever this is, whoever this is, you're caught up on how you lost them. I feel like this is one of the biggest things that really pull at your heart here. One of the biggest things. That make you feel without, in a sense. I don't know how to explain that differently. It's just what I'm hearing to put out there. What else needs to come out? Oh, you. You're so upset with yourself. You were so upset with yourself and the way that you charged in, the way that you charged out, the way that you charged in what direction that you charged in. But I feel like it has to do with the words that you spoke. When you spoke them to whatever this was, whoever this involves. All right. Aww. This wasn't the outcome that you were looking for. This wasn't the fruit, you know, that you worked so hard for day in and day out when you were trying to maintain everything around you. This is not what you wished for at the end of the day. You never seen it coming this route. Whatever has happened in your past and until right now, you never would have guessed in a million years that this would have been the outcome for a few things for you, I would say. One in particular, there's really one in particular though that you dwell on, and it's really hard to move forward from that, Leo. Holy moly. Let's go. What is this card for this block? King of Coins. When we talk about that, you know, this wasn't your wish, this wasn't your outcome. One of the things, you know, that you wanted to portray, one of the things that you wanted to do was to create a utopia for whoever, whatever. You know, we have this King of Coins who can be very giving, who can be very stable, who, what I'm getting, you wanted to be this ideal person. Whatever it is, whatever hat that you wore to this situation. And when I say that, I'm a single mom, so I say I wear many hats in my life. I'm a caregiver, I'm a cleaner, I'm a nurse at times, I'm a consultant, I'm a financial person, you know, I'm a race car driver at times when I'm on the highway. Like I wear so many different hats. But for the hat that you wore that involved whoever it is that you look back upon, you wanted to provide very big foundations for this person. Very big stability. But somehow it didn't end up happening. It wasn't the investment. It didn't turn out somehow. Somehow you weren't able to make it. I don't get that. Let's get a clarity card here. Ace of Coins talks about investing into this more stable type of way. Could have been grounded type of way. Oh. We got 4 cards to explain that. Oh my goodness. So this Ace of Coins in the block talks about a 10 of Wands in reverse. Frustration, complacency, you have been doing the same thing for too long. If a lawsuit or a court case is pending, you will lose. Lies and someone makes trouble for you. Bad luck plagues you for several months. A major change in your life will improve your outlook. Then we have the 5 of Pentacles here in reverse. A break in a downward spiral of events. New job, but it probably isn't permanent. Money affairs regain some balance only after various serious problems. Temporary financial gain only to lose again. Friends may be insincere. Family and friends have helped all they can. Someone who is in a similar situation will offer assistance. what it is I feel like whoever this is, whatever this is, they were very unique. They were very unique. Alright, so 3 of Cups in reverse. Lack of exercise and overindulgence in food and drink result in weight gain. Arguments and misunderstanding. Confused feelings. Friends turn their back on you. Loss of social stature. Feelings of loneliness and isolation. Take care of yourself. Think positively. Something that you're not seeing is the Hierophant. Ooh. Well suited for a career in education, medicine, or religion. Increase knowledge, education, and skills. Spiritual growth. Teamwork necessary for job contentment. Bend to authority and do what is expected of you. Watch out for ethical conflicts. Choose the moral path. You need for social improvement, your need for social approval, here we go, affects your decisions. I think this is a little bit of everything in here. I think you're insincere with your social group. Like I said, you're on autopilot. You're like a ghost. You could be overindulging, but definite feelings of loneliness. Could be isolating yourself. I mean, you can go out, but if you go out by yourself to just kind of be with yourself, it's a form of isolating yourself. Confused feelings, I can agree with that there. I don't think that it's just bad luck plagues you for several months. I just feel like with that one, you don't know how to come to grasp with the hand that life has dealt you, in a sense, with whatever the events that you have gone through. I think the Hierophant speaks the loudest out of all of them when it comes down to this Ace of Coins and not knowing what to invest in. I honestly think this could be the thing that you're going to learn from this other. There's something here about spiritual growth that's needed. A new belief. It could be a traditional belief, but you got to change your belief system within, in a sense. That's if you choose to. You have free will. You can believe in whatever you want. You want to believe you deserve to be punished for another 10 years? Well, by golly, do it. But if you want to open up to the beliefs that you are allowed to be happy, you are allowed to move forward, and you have time to heal, then you are allowed to believe in that too. It's really up to you when it comes to, do you want to invest in your misery still? Or do you want to invest in spiritual growth? This may be going and seeking out some kind of spiritual help. It could be aligning with a belief system. It could be finding a type of religion to gravitate to, a church or something to help you get started on this path. I feel like when you're able to go into a community, a very positive community, because it's saying that we got to keep positive too here about things, you're gonna realize that life is a journey, and there are many others who have been on the journey who may have not went through the same thing as you, but could have went through something similar. One thing about my son, he is a Leo, and I guess the reason why I bring up church is because with him, I was just talking about this to somebody the other day. I can't remember if it was my Capricorn person or if it was my Libra person. But I was telling them how much my son used to love to read the Bible. I never took him to church. I wasn't religious like that. Like I tell you, I'm non-dominant. But he would, at times, he would listen to gospel, and he used to like to read the Bible. He used to find crosses too. It's quite interesting. And he would tell me I like to read it because of the stories, the drama in it. And if you go and you read the Bible, there is a lot of drama in the Bible. Thank you for my fidgetness. This is my third one today, and I've already been back from the beach. So I'm like, I'm done working today. So thank you for me being all fidgety. But anyways, yeah, I mean, if you want a book to read about some drama, you can open up that Bible. I'm not saying you have to go be a certain religion, but man, some stuff has went down with people. It's so easy to get on even this app, YouTube, and to sit here and go and look up other people's stories who are kind of doing what you're doing. I didn't know that there's a whole movement behind a personal decision that I made, but somehow I came across it in my timeline and I was like, holy crud. And there are many videos of people talking about it. So you never know what you can find. You never know who's also been through it until you go out looking, you go out talking to people, you go out seeking some spiritual help, Leo. Because I think this is something that you're going to need to take time with. This is, you got a band-aid on that you've tried to put like some duct tape over so this band-aid wouldn't fall off, so you wouldn't have to deal with this wound. If we know anything about kitty cats, they don't like pain. And when you give pain and they know you're the cause of their pain, they're gonna meow. But Leo, this is something that we have to take off, and we have to look at what's going on with this inner wound of yours. We gotta clean it. We got to start tending to it. We got to start healing it for you. Not for whoever this other is. I mean, forget about them for now. And I don't mean that in the lightest of ways. A lot of times, us focusing on another, how we had something unfair happen with them, or even if we were unfair with them, doesn't do anything for you, and it doesn't do anything for them. At the end of the day, Leo, they're still living their life. Now it's time for you to start living your life. Who knows what the future holds? That's all I can say. Yes, this moment feels like forever because you keep dwelling on what you lost or the past mistakes. That's why it feels forever, because you're not living in it. It's like the Tom Hanks movie, Groundhog's Day, where he keeps waking up in the same day. You keep waking up just thinking about this past, reflecting into this past. So that makes it the same day every day for you. So it's okay to step out of that routine. It's okay to give yourself permission, Leo, to step out of that routine. Speaking of beach day and beaches, I picked the Cosmic Belief Oracle because it's so beachy. So we made it, Leos, to the conclusion. Let's go ahead and ask Divine and Universal Energy, what is it that needs to come in for the Leo? What are the positive messages here? First thing, you better believe it, Leo. You better believe it. Especially, being open to what you've lost. Whatever it was in this past. Focus my attention on thriving things and create more of what I want. This is how you start to bring light to the shadow side here. I'm told to go on a detour and explain my little dream analogy. I think that's the right word. I don't know, have you all ever noticed how in dreams it's either light or it's dark? I mean, I've had a beautiful dusky time too. That was really interesting, and it was a beautiful moment in the dream, but this is not that moment right now to share that. So what I've noticed in my dreams, when I'm in lighter moods, it's light outside. When I'm in darker moods, when I'm in fear, when I'm in frantic, when I'm in anxiety and stuff like that, the setting in my environment is darker. And I feel like that depicts between my light and my shadow side here. What we focus on when it comes to taking care of ourselves, when it comes to creating, that way we want to go, that could be the very thing that starts to bring light into that darkness that you feel. That could be that very spark that helps you start to brighten things out, and you start to see things don't have to be that dark anymore. It doesn't have to be that cold. It doesn't have to be that dark. It doesn't have to be desolate. Alright, what else needs to come out? Something we're not seeing. I choose to be a super attractor and have an unwavering faith in the universe. It has a plan for you, remember? It has a plan. As much as you wanted to show up and bring these foundations in, as much as you're upset how everything had worked out and there's that no communication here, have faith that you've been brought to this point on your path for a reason. And it's to bring something else in. What this something else is, I'm not sure. That's up to each individual Leo here. Something you're not seeing is I release time. Let the universe tell me what to do. Give it to the universe and flow with it. Flow with it. Things will work out. Even if things are on delay, they work out for that reason. You may end up with something, or even learning something that was more meant for you. Whatever this is, when you start to get impatient, when you start to get upset with yourself, pray and ask for patience. Ask for patience for what you're dealing with, but also ask to have patience with yourself as you go through this. And you start to let the divine lead this dance. Alright, something you're confused on. I heal the habit of fear. I embrace the habit of love. You can surrender your pain. You really can. You can surrender a lot of things to the divine. Now, the whole thing is, if you want to keep harboring on it, you can also keep harboring on it. It doesn't make you any less of a person to surrender things to the divine. What that shows is that you're ready to learn. You're ready to move forward. You're ready to conquer this mountain on your spiritual journey. You're ready to see what's on the other side when you get out of this dark, shadowy side. All right, what do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. We need 2 more. What are the last 2 cards here? Ooh, I haven't seen this one. I like this one. So stop being at odds and ends when it comes to change, when it comes to making these moves, when it comes to it being something very powerful. A powerful change, a powerful new direction to go. Whew. What is it? Appreciation removes all barriers to my super attractiveness. But you have to open up, and you have to allow yourself to step out, to allow anything to step in, or even step towards you. Behind these barriers, you're closed off. You feel like you're protecting yourself, and you are right about that. You are so right, Leo. But these barriers also keep other things out, and it keeps you in. It's okay. It's okay to unchain yourself. It is okay. All right, last card. What is the last card for the Leo community? We're going to take it. We'll take the last two cards here. All right, so the first one that's doing all kinds of little flips and twists. Maybe you think it's a trick. Maybe you think somebody's trying to trick you. The divine is going to trick you. The divine doesn't trick anybody. That is the darker energies that do that. The true manifestation is not to satisfy one's own desires, but to serve others and love all things. Desires are fun to work with when it comes to helping propel our motivation for our dreams, for our goals. But we have to be careful with our desires, especially if we have our desires down to a very, down to the smallest thing that we want to have happen a certain way. That's where you have to be careful, because then it's not a desire. You've also created an expectation. And life has too many variables to work out towards our expectation at times. Just know that because it didn't work out to what you thought it should be, it's okay. And it's okay to still love. When I connect to the spiritual realm, I open the door to divine guidance, clear direction, and great wisdom. You also open the door to knowing that you're not alone on this journey. That you have the divine right there with you, helping guide you. Always believing in you, even when you're not believing in yourself, Leo. The divine is always here. You just have to open up your barriers to it. I really feel like that's the biggest message here, Leo. Don't be scared. Don't be scared to ask for help. It takes a very big person to ask for help. And when we ask for the divine's help, that is something that starts to ignite things within ourselves, our spiritual being. It starts to open doors. We start to see things. We start to hear things that we haven't heard before. And it's because we're on a journey, and the divine is there helping us heal. It's helping us take our minds out of the past resentment, regrets, embarrassments. And it helps take the mind out of the worries of the future. And it helps put us in the present, the flow of the present. What may not be working out now, again, may be happening to align you with something better, or align you to where you're going to get to know yourself on a deeper level. I'm not sure which way you're going to take it, but definitely I feel like spiritual is the biggest thing here. Connecting with your spiritual being, connecting with the divine, and finding a community to do that with as well. All right, Leo, this is going to conclude it. Thank you so much for your time and your energy. And don't forget to thank your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, as well as divine and universal energy for coming on in and helping out with all these positive messages. And I hope that you have a most wonderful, wonderful, wonderful rest of your day.